Hi everyone. So this is week 3 of the communications class, and I just kind of wanted to go over a couple things from the second and third chapter of the Howard book. You know, one of the things that he talks about here in both of these chapters is he talks about the traumatic breakdown, and then in chapter 3 he talks about self-centered communication. It always blows me away how dishonest we are with ourselves about the way that we're feeling about things or the way that we're feeling toward other people. And when it comes to communicating, when it comes to connecting, when it comes to being able to really have those connections that we are seeking and that we're really wanting to have, I truly believe that it has to start with us. We have to be honest enough with ourselves to recognize our shortcomings, and not just recognize them and then try to hide them even more, or not recognize them and then try to deflect them by hurling at other people, but actually recognizing them, taking ownership of them, and saying, okay, yeah, this is something that I'm struggling with. These are some areas where I need to change. These are some things that I have to start making different steps in order to do something differently. It blows me away, even within my own life, how much of my own communication is so self-centered. Even whenever I am, like I don't want to talk to my wife about this because it might cause this, or, I don't want to talk to my kids about this because it might cause this, or things. And really it's so much of that just comes back to me. And it's not about not addressing things that need to be addressed. I mean, because if that were the case, then we should just actually address those things. But how many things I'm like, oh, I don't want people to think this, or I don't want people to know this, or what about this, and there is so much pressure on us as leaders, or even within society, depending on where you're at, as parents, as whoever you might be in whatever area you might be engaging in. There's so much pressure on us to try to be perfect and to try to do this and to make sure that we're putting off a certain persona about things. Well, newsflash, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I screw up all the time. I have to tell my kids I'm sorry a lot. I tell my wife I'm sorry a lot. And it's not just saying I'm sorry, but it's actually then making the steps to try to do things differently so that I don't continue to have those issues in the past. As a pastor of a church, there are people in the church who I have said things to incorrectly, or it came out wrong, or they assumed that I meant something different, and whether out of their own insecurities or whether my own insecurities, and seeing things through my own filters. There have always been opportunities for miscommunication. However, if we will handle things in humility and not out of pride, we will see big things change, and we will actually see the opportunities for people's lives to change and for our lives to change as well. And we will also have the opportunity to really be able to connect on a deeper level when we are not so afraid of what someone might think. When we put off the persona that, well, you have to be perfect because I'm trying to be perfect in everything I do, when we put off that persona, it makes people walk around on eggshells, and it makes us walk on eggshells because we are trying to be so right all the time. We're just not. Jesus is. Jesus is the only one who was ever perfect. We aren't. Our goal should be to strive for excellence, yes, but we cannot be so hung up on perfectionism that we allow pride to step in, because that will always kill humility. And anytime that we have pride there, then humility isn't able to actually do what it needs to do. So I really want to challenge you guys as you're reading these couple of chapters, in order to be able to connect well, in order to be able to communicate well, we have to learn how to do these things, and we have to learn how to be honest with ourselves so that we can truly say, okay, yes, I struggle in this area. I see these shortcomings even within my own life, and I need to make better steps to do those things. So guys, keep up the good work. You're doing great. And if you have any questions, always please feel free to reach out. Have a great week.